All right, folks, I wanted to make a quick video to implore you to always follow your rules, and that seems like it goes without saying. It seems like it would go without saying, but even for somebody like me who follows his rules, who wrote the rules down, I didn't write the rules down. I transcribed the rules into a format that I could hand out to people. You know, I still have time, so you're not seeing what I'm seeing. I'm sorry about that. Here's the rules I'm talking about. Right, here's the rules for entry. Here's rules for avoiding certain news events. Even I find myself talking myself into trades when it doesn't meet all the rules. Remember, this particular strategy, the no nonsense forex strategy, requires that every single piece of your algorithm. All right, let's show the algorithm here. Uh, every single piece of this algorithm has to line up in order for you to enter a trade, right? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've added number 6. Don't tell VP. Then you enter the trade, and if they don't all add up, they form together a mesh, and if they don't all add up, you don't enter a trade. And let me show you what happens when you talk yourself into a trade, or you go, yeah, but don't be a yeah butter, right? 80% of a trade setup is still a negative trade. It's still an invalid trade. 99% of a trade setup is still an invalid trade. And let me show you the difference between doing it the right way and not doing it the right way. So this is my FX book account, and let me show you. Just for the sake of what's transparency, right? So this is on a funded trading plus prop firm account, right? So they're on demo. This is once you hit 10%, then you get a live account with them. So here they are in total, right? And again, I would highly recommend that everybody. Let me make this where you can see it better. I would highly recommend everybody use my FX book for this. So you can see overall, I have done 36 trades. Now that's not 36. That's 36 positions. It's actually 18 trades because each trade is 2 positions, right? But you can't tell my FX book that, so it considers them individual trades, and that's fine. And overall, I'm at a 36% win rate, which is terrible. And I'm currently down 0.68%, and I'm down $168 on a $25,000 account. However, if I again, I have gone in here and I've tagged these things with various things. All right, let's take a look at this one. This one I closed it yesterday because of the CAD announcement today. I didn't break any rules and it was a standard entry, not a continuation entry. Right. Here's one. Let's look at it here. It's a bad trade. I didn't have an entry. I broke my rules on supply and demand. I closed it because it had a baseline cross and a C1 flip, and it was a standard entry, not a continuation entry. So if I were to, and you say, wait a minute, hang on, what does that mean? No broken rules and bad trade. Well, even I find that I talk myself into an 80% trade. And an 80% trade is a 0% trade, right? It is an invalid trade. So let me show you what happens when you follow your rules only. When you only follow, what am I trying to say? When you follow the rules 100%. Let me show you the trades that are just no broken rules. And for me, and I'll go through here just a second what I mean by broken rules. So let's tag, let's just show the no broken rules trades. All right, so now we're at a 65% win rate, which is my target, right? I want 65%, 66% technically. I want to win 2 out of 3 because one of those 3, the one loss is paid for by the one win, and then you have the other win as your profit. So essentially, 1 out of 30% of the time you're making profit, uh, and 30% of the time you're breaking even, and 30% of the time, is that right? You know what I'm trying to say. So here we are, 65% win rate, which is my target. Um, we have we're at a 0.31 just for overall for the whole stretch since December. So this is less than a month, and I'm risking 0.5% per trade. The actual rules say for 2% per trade. I don't like doing that on a prop trading account. I will do that if it was my own money, but um, so if I just follow the rules again, what are the rules for the and the rules are your entry. Your profit is made on your entry. Now, sure, you can blow it on the exit, but much like buying a house, your profit is made on your entry. So if I follow my entry rules, then I've got nope. I've got, again, I'm positive on the year. I'm positive on the strategy. Let's look at the ones where I broke my rule on for my entry. Let's see how did any of them turn out well. I have an absolute 0% win rate. When I blow the entry, I blow the trade. The trade loses. Now, is that always going to be the case? No. I've got 8 trades, 16 positions, 8 trades under my belt on this thing. But the point is, if you don't follow your rules, your data is never going to be right unless you can filter it out like this. Now, let's take a look at a couple of these trades where I blew the entry. Euros. Now look to the pound Aussie because we had 2 of them here. When I first switched over on the 16th of December, I was really eager to get into some trades, right? I'm like that. I get distracted by something shiny and I want to jump in with both feet and get going. So I talked myself into using my secondary confirmation indicator as my continuation indicator. I just decided that day to say, I could probably do that. That wasn't how I backtested it. That wasn't how I set the thing up. That wasn't how I built the algorithm. Why did I do that? Because I saw that I could jump into a trade right then and there if I talked myself into it. So this trade here was because of that. The same thing happened here, right? I don't remember why I got out here, but I got back in because look, I had my C2 flipped on me and I got right back in. Now, for algorithm 1.01, I am taking supply and demand into consideration when it comes to the placement of stop loss and take profit. Don't tell VP. But essentially, it's the same. It's all the same rules, but the standard no nonsense forex rules say your stop loss is 1.5 the ATR and your take profit is 1 ATR. I go ahead and set that up, set those lines on my screen like this. That's 1.5 to 1, and then I will adjust based on where the location. Because sometimes that first take profit will be in the middle of down here in the middle of a zone. I'll bring it up, or my stop loss will be on the middle of a supply zone. I'll bump it up here so that it has that whole supply. I just make adjustments, right? I'm not making a binary choice, yes or no. I'm making an adjustment. However, if in making that adjustment, my risk to reward ratio drops below 0.5 to 1, then I say it's a bad trade. So those are the rules that I have tweaked ever so slightly. And let's take another one look. Euro Swiss. All right, so here was one right here. And I don't know why I did this, right? Everything says to go short right here except volume. Volume needs to be above 20 and it was at 17. Now maybe I just didn't see it. You make mistakes sometimes, and that happens, right? You try not to. And goodness, it's only 6 check boxes. I don't know why I can't just go check, 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 right? It's easy to do. But anyway, sometimes you make mistakes. Got into that one. It was a mistake. Um, Back again in it here. This is Euro Swiss. I'm inside of a demand zone. Should I be shorting while inside of a demand zone? No. The rule is my new additional pepper rule that I've tacked on is I have to have clear sailing between my entry and my first take profit. I don't want any zones, whether it's a supply or demand zone, between my entry and my first take profit. Well, this one I'm inside of it, right? So, point being, when I don't follow my rules, these are the trades where I blew the entry. I, for whatever reason, decided that 5 out of 6 in agreement, was good enough, and you can see the result: 0% win rate. Didn't And so I've lost $244. Well, if you go over here to um, taking them all into consideration, that $244 is 100% of my current negative return. All right, all of this is based off of that. If I didn't have any of those trades, it would look like this. If I had followed my rules 100% of the time, and I eliminate the rules where I broke my trade, eliminate the trades where I broke my rules, and I'm up and I'm positive. So follow your rules. I hope that this shows you an example, and I'm pleading with you, shows you what happens when you do follow your rules and what happens when you don't. Don't talk yourself into breaking any portion of your rules. Follow them 100% because, hey, you spent the time to develop the algorithm in the first place based on those rules. So why would you go about now suddenly abandoning them? Just follow your rules. That's all I got to say. Y'all have a great day.